So we don't expect you to get the fullness of these words right now, because words don't carry enough power to ever really give you true meaning in this sense. Words don't teach. It's life experience that does. But your life experience, when it matches up with something that you've been contemplating, that's where true understanding and true changing of vibrational point of attraction takes place. And that really is what these gatherings are about from our perspective. It's an opportunity for you to come at whatever vibrational point you are at because of whatever aspects of your life you have been focused upon. Therefore, you come with your grid active, it always is, your point of attraction always pulsing, with everything around you responding to what that pulsing grid is, what that pulsing vibrational outpouring is. Because law of attraction says whatever it is that you are broadcasting is what's coming back to you. Law of attraction always perfectly matches those signals. So when you come to a gathering such as this, the advantage of it that we know is there for you is that as you listen, as we deliberately unfold, as we specifically choose conversation based upon where we know you are right now, not asking you to reach too far into what is beyond where you are, but giving you something beyond where you are, and not giving it to you so abruptly that there's a backlash that causes your mind to wander and activate a vibration that you don't want to activate, but instead gently moving vibrationally into the frequency that's closer to that most expanded place that you have achieved through life experience. Then you have contemplative, obvious, visceral, all of those things meaning known to you right here, right now, breakthroughs. A breakthrough, from our point of view, is just a movement in your grid. And your grid is your current point of attraction. And your current point of attraction is everything, because that's the way other people, that's the way your own thoughts, that's the way everything responds to you, based upon that grid, that point of attraction, that vibration, that belief system. So since a thought is an active vibration, and that thought affects your grid, and the thoughts that you keep thinking equal your beliefs, and so your beliefs equals your chronic grid or your chronic point of attraction, we don't think there's a better subject to contemplate than what you're doing vibrationally, which means we then got to talk about how you're feeling, because how you're feeling is the only way you know what you're doing vibrationally in relationship to the only other thing that matters. In other words, it doesn't matter how you're doing vibrationally in relationship to your neighbor or to your mother or to your past. It doesn't matter how you're doing vibrationally in relationship to what the polls say or to what peer group pressure says or to what the rules, religious and secular, say. The only thing that matters is your vibrational relationship to your furthest, most expanded beingness, which means your relationship to what man wants to call God. We prefer to say your relationship to the larger part of you, to your inner being, to the source within you, to the expanded you that's in your vortex. Your opinions about the world in which you live cause you to practice a vibration that equals your point of attraction. So what that does, and it's sort of an interesting thing to watch it happen, is you just keep supporting your own beliefs, because law of attraction backs that up every time. If you believe that you are being treated unjustly, and you keep that vibration active within you, those that match that belief in you will flock to you like moths to a flame. And you will announce to the world, this is an unjust world, or I am a victim because look at this train of stuff that is coming to me. But when you accept that it is a vibrational world, not a stuff world. That it is a vibrational world, just not a manifested world. That it is a vibrational world, and that in every moment you can read, you can recognize, you can know your vibrational offering as it relates to your most expanded being. That part that we talked about as we first began here, that expanded you that you can't hold back. When you start caring about alignment with that, rather than that. I care about how I feel, period. I care about how I feel, which means I'm going to choose the thought that most replicates the thought that the source within me is thinking about the thing that I'm thinking about in the moment that I'm thinking about it. You get that? You're thinking a thought. You're thinking a thought unless you're asleep. You're thinking a thought. Your mind is active, your point of attraction is active, and you have the option of moving your point of attraction closer to all that you are and all that you want, or further from all that you are and all that you want. You have that option in every moment, but you don't exercise it because you're observing rather than sensing vibration most of the time. So for most of you, we love you so much. You don't really start thinking about something until you have a manifestation that you don't like, and then you know what you think about? The manifestation you don't like. It's hard for you to think about the flip side of something that you don't like. Years ago, we introduced the idea of pivoting. Pivoting, which means the other end of the vibrational stick. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. But the question is, when you know what you don't want, are you actively involved in the vibration of what you don't want? Or are you actively involved in the vibration of what you do want? So when you know what you don't want, if you don't have enough money, what do you find yourself talking about mostly? Plenty of money? Not usually. You could, and it would be just as easy. If you're sick, what do you find yourself talking mostly about? Oh, my head hurts. You're mostly talking about what is. And that really is what we want to stir up a little bit in this conversation that we're having here today. Do you want to talk about what is? If what is great, yes, yes, yes. Lists of positive aspects could not be a more valuable process for you. Rampages of appreciation, there's no tool that will serve you more. There is nothing better for you than to talk, focus, feel about the things in your world that are the way you want them to be. But those things that you identify as not the way you want them to be right now, you want to get off of them. Jerry used to tell a story, and Esther loved it because it was so explicit and made so much sense. She could see it right away. And when she held it in her consciousness, it served her. He said, sit in front of a fireplace. He lived in Arkansas at the time that he discovered this analogy. And there's a chinkapin log on the fire. Esther had never known what one of those was. She's still not sure she's ever seen one, but apparently when they are on fire, they pop a lot. So they are shooting sparks off at whoever is nearby. And he said, so you're sitting there with your beautiful new cashmere sweater, and a spark comes right to you, and he says, if you in that moment just flick it off, nothing happens to your beautiful sweater. But if you're distracted and don't notice, and you allow it to linger, then there is a bigger impact on your sweater. And his analogy is, when the thought first comes, and it's small and insignificant, and you flick it off by choosing another thought, it's simple. But if you allow it to smolder, if you allow it to grow, if you engage in conversations with others about it, if you write it in your diary, if you blog about it, if you write home about it, if you call that friend who always wants to know what's going on, and you tell them what's going on. In other words, are you ready to let go of more of what is on your way to where you're going? When you're driving down the highway, and it's a beautiful day out there, and you have this magnificent windshield, you just washed it, the day is bright, you're looking out ahead, or do you have your windshield installed in your floorboards? Or do you spend all of your time looking in your rearview mirror? The analogy is silly in that regard because you know what would happen if you were just looking down at the road while you were going. If you were just looking at what is, you wouldn't get very far down the road. If you're looking in your rearview mirror, you wouldn't get very far down the road either, would you? And so we're wanting to get your attention. We want to sort of wake you into a keener awareness that you are the creator of your own reality, and that the reason that you are the creator of your own reality is because you've come here with great tools and intentions to enjoy the express motion forward that you knew was inevitable. And the reason is not as important right now in this conversation as the method by which you are the creator of your own reality. You do it by your thoughts. But you can't monitor thoughts. There's too many of them. There's too many moving parts. But you can pay attention to the way you feel. And if you will leave this gathering today with one intention in mind, and that is you care about how you feel, and you understand that how you feel has relevance. It is strict relationship with the larger part of you. That when you feel negative emotion, it means one thing, and it means the same thing every time you feel it. No matter what the negative emotion is or how severe it is, it always means the same thing. The larger part of you has an opinion about the thing that you're feeling negative emotion about that is different. So when you are mad at yourself, that discouragement is your indicator that Source isn't mad at you. If you hate that guy because of his behavior, that hatred you feel is your indicator that Source does not hate that guy. If you are feeling confusion, the confusion is your indicator that you are disallowing the clarity that would be available if you weren't focused in a way that is disallowing the clarity. You see what we're getting at? You have the ability to focus yourself into such alignment that you will be romping through life feeling as if you are on a sort of magic carpet ride, where everywhere you go, it feels as if, and it is exactly as if, an entourage has preceded you and smoothed out the bumps because they know, we know who you are and what you want and where you are in relationship to what you want and what the path of least resistance is to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And why are we interested in helping you get from where you are to where you want to be? Is it because where you want to be is better than where you are? No. It's because the journey from where you are to where you want to be is really, 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 really fun. Hard to hear that if you're standing in the midst of something that you don't like, because it feels like if I could just not be standing here, I would feel so much better. But we want you to know that you're always going to be in some place on your way to someplace else, in some thought on your way to another thought, experiencing some experience on a way to another experience. So if you can sort of chill out a little bit, lighten up a little bit, and be eager about the journey and not so fixated on the destination that you feel disappointed that you're not there yet, then everything will take on a fresh new look. And you'll start looking out the windshield of your vehicle instead of at the floorboards. And you will begin to feel the clarity and the power of who you really are. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Look for reasons to feel good. Party, 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 party. Party. Go to the party. Create the party. Look for fun. Look for reasons to feel good. Look for reasons to feel good and find them. When you find them, focus upon them. When you focus upon them, stay focused upon them long enough that you can get a little momentum going. And trust that law of attraction will always sort it out just right. You have so much non-physical awareness of you that often you are not aware of. And it's simply because you're not in the vibrational frequency, so you can't let it be as obvious as we all think it is. If you will try a little harder to feel for that non-physical energy that's there, helping you with the timing of your words, coaching you with the specifics of the words that you offer, you're going to discover that you can live in this magical world where, like the little kid that you once were, things can just keep turning out for you and turning out for you and turning out for you and turning out for you. Life is supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to be good for you, for all of you. And if it isn't, there's just a little vibrational tweaking that is required, far less than any of you believe when you are in that place of not being pleased. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain in the vortex. Yeah.